potent than hydrochloric or sulfuric or any other acid. The label on the bottle is tongue. However, we are not talking about the chemistry of the tongue, but about the theolo- theology of the tongue. James has already indicated that he was going to come to this subject. He said back and Daryl underscores this section, chapter 1, verse 26, if any man among you seem to be religious, and bridleth not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man's religion is vain. He also said, let every man be swift to hear and slow to speak. That's James chapter 1 and verse 19. And you have two ears, and God gave them to you so that you can hear twice as much as you can say. So I'm going to put a break there if you don't mind. And so the tongue is the most dangerous weapon in the world. It is more deadly than the atom bomb, but no careful inspection is made of it. Some wag made the statement that it was the miracle in Balaam's day for an ass to speak, but today it is a miracle when he keeps quiet. Someone else pointed out that it takes, and Daryl underscores this, takes a baby 2 years to learn to talk and 50 years, and he writes down here below it, the rest of his life to learn to keep his mouth shut. The story is told of a man who had been fishing out on a pier for several years and had not caught anything. As two women walked out on the pier, he finally pulled in a fish. It wasn't a very large fish, and one of these two women took it upon herself to rebuke this man. Aren't you ashamed of yourself for so cruelly catching this poor little fish? And the man, without even looking up because he was a little discouraged anyway, said, maybe you're right, lady, but if the fish had kept his mouth shut, he wouldn't have been caught. Another was expressed in this way: if your lips would keep from slips, 5 things to observe with care: to whom you speak, of whom you speak, and how and when and where. The author is unknown. The importance of the tongue has been expressed in many different ways, and particularly every nation has had something to say about it. I read this in Spurgeon's Salt Cellars years ago. The boneless tongue, so small and weak, can crash and kill, declares the Greek. The tongue destroys a great horde, the Turks asserts, than does the sword. The Persian's proverb wisely saith, the lengthy tongue on earth an early death, or sometimes takes this form instead: don't let your tongue cut off your head. The tongue can speak a word whose speed, the Chinese say, outstrips the steed, while Arab sages this impart: the tongue's great uh, storehouse is the heart. From Hebrew wit, this maxim sprung, through, though feet should slip, ne'er let the tongue. The sacred writer crowns the whole: who keeps his tongue doth keep his soul. All of these things are very wise. I believe fervently that the most dangerous thing in the world is the tongue. I think the church is more harmed by the termites within than by the woodpeckers on the outside. Someone has put it like this: thou art master of the unspoken word, but the spoken word is master of you. In other words, my friend, once you have said it, it is beyond your control. In other words, like I like to say in marriage counseling, once it gets out of your